Hello, wonderful women. How are we this morning, this evening, this afternoon? Depends on where you are. I had such a fun time yesterday, not only running the live with you ladies, but also reading all the comments that you posted on day one of the period party challenge, period party and recovery challenge. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you for showing up, for sharing with other people, for opening up to new things, for bringing in curiosity to your thoughts, your behaviors, to the things that you're doing every single day. Hey, Victoria, hello, how are you today? Actually, Victoria, because you just responded right now and you activated your brain, just let me know something that you really got out of the session yesterday. Just let me know something that really stood out for you. And if there was one specific why that really came up for you. I've also made the decisions that I really want to congratulate all the women that joined me live. So if you're live and you post the questions while I'm doing the live, I'm going to respond to all of you as soon as I finish recording, just to give you that extra incentive to actually show up and to do the work. So I really would like to start the video today by sharing a few of the things that came out from the day one yesterday. So we had a few of you that shared your whys. So for example, we have lovely Catherine, which is a wonderful client of mine, and I always enjoy our conversations. And she has so many dreams. One is to be a mama and definitely increasing the sex drive, bone health. Oh, I hear you on that one. And also feels emotions again. And sometimes we always focus on the period, the bleed, and we forget about the ebbs and flows of our moods and our emotions when we have a period. Rebecca, thanks for sharing your story and opening up. By the way, thanks to all of you that sent me so many wonderful messages at the end of the live yesterday, wishing me well in terms of my own recovery journey when it comes to supporting my leg. I am doing fine. I really trust that our body has an incredible capacity to heal, and I trust that it's a combination between mindset and nourishment and rest while seeking the right support and guidance. So because I have this type of trust that follow the steps are gonna give me results, I am really at peace right now. And even though, yes, of course, I'm in pain, I wouldn't like to feel pain, but the reality is that we all kind of experience some level of pain, and then sometimes can be physical, but sometimes can be emotional as well, psychological, and that doesn't have to be discounted or disregarded as well. Natasha, improving mental capacity, letting go of panic attacks and brain fog. That's such a big one. It was a really big one for me, being able to concentrate. Back in the days, it was impossible for me to show up on a live because I didn't have the brain capacity. And this morning I had 2 clients. I'm doing the live and I have 2 clients just before I go and get my coffee. So my brain capacity has completely changed since I got my period back, and I really focus on getting the proper nourishment. Also, you would like to feel attractive, Natasha, improve the relationship with other people. Yeah, oh, so much to unpack, and I would love to talk more about it, Natasha. Reach out for me on a DM if you need any extra help. And Lacey, family, children, being alignment with your higher self. I love that. And sometimes I think, who is your higher self? How would you be behaving right now if you already were your higher self? And here you are, Victoria. Yesterday you were not able to watch the all live. You have recovered from anorexia and orthorexia. Yes, the fear of gaining weight, absolutely. And also the fear of not being able to get the period back. We're going to address the fear of gaining weight in one of the future lives, but I think that's something that most of the women here resonate with, because you don't know, there is so much talk about overshooting our weight, and you don't know when your body is going to feel happy. But also trust the fact that your body, it doesn't work against you. It's just trying to do whatever it can to make sure that you can live a full, thriving, healthy life. So once again, go back to that trusting bit and bring lots of self-compassion into the journey. Obviously, easier said than done. In the HA community, which is part of the Period Comeback Protocol, we catch up every single week and we have a big, nice chat with all the ladies, the mindset coach, myself, all together. And most of the time, we always discuss the fear of gaining weight and the comments that come from outside. So that's just a fear that you're not going to be able to get rid of it, like with the click of a finger. I wish that it was that easy, but it's definitely possible. It's just all about doing some self-worth work on top of some mindset work. Now, without further ado, I really would like to discuss this 2,500 calories number. Because the reality is that most of the women that are here, or most of the women that started the recovery journey, they have read the book No Period, No What, or they have already read my book, Where is My Period, right? So, or I Want My Period Back. I got also an ebook that talks about the 2,500 calories. Research shows that women that already have a menstrual cycle, they need at least 2,200 calories a day if they are active, meaning that if they go to work, if they have a social life, if they do things outside the house. That's the bare minimum that it's normally needed to protect your hormones and to be to be fertile, let's say. Now, in the No Period, No What book, Dr. Nicola Rinaldi, or Nicola Sky, I think she's called nowadays, spoke about the 2,500 calories because she went from a point of view of thinking, okay, if the bare minimum for a woman that is already menstruating is 2,200 calories, then someone that doesn't have a period definitely need to overshoot that number and needs to increase that number in order to have a period. Do we all need that amount of calories? Absolutely not. Do some of us need more than that amount of calorie? Absolutely, yes. And that's the tricky bit, because some of you may be really stuck with that number and are hitting the number every single day, but you don't take into consideration all the other aspects, meaning your stress level. Have you dealt with trauma? Are you dealing with grief? Are you sleep deprived? Are you still exercising? And are you eating the 2,500 calories correctly? Also, not to mention that maybe, and just maybe, 2,500 is definitely not enough. It wasn't for me. And in the beginning, I didn't experience any hunger. So getting to that number, it was really, really tricky. And it didn't happen overnight because it was too much for my gut to handle. Some of you may come also from a place of gastroparesis, due to many years of disordered behaviors, bulimia, anorexia, orthorexia, and so on and so forth. So adding in that extra energy all at once can be very counterproductive and can make you feel really, really sick. Most of the women that I work with, they definitely need more than 2,500 calories. But also there are a few other things that I really would like to consider. First of all, how are you tracking it? How do you know that you're eating that amount every single day? And if you're counting calories, or if you're writing everything down in a journal, or if you're using an app to count the calories, that's really counterproductive as well, and is not going to support your recovery journey in the long term. Also, most of the apps that count calories, or even the food labels, are inaccurate, sometimes by 30%. So some women, they do think that they're currently eating 2,500 calories, and when I look at their food diary, they're barely reaching 2,200. Not to mention that most of the plant-based food needs the cofactors to be absorbed, and also they are they're not completely absorbed. So I'm going to explain myself a little bit in here. Let's say that you have an egg. An egg sometimes contains between 6 and 8 grams of protein, right? If you take 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, is more or less the same amount of protein, 6 grams of protein. The reality is that when you ingest the egg, your body is going to get approximately 6 grams of protein. And that obviously it depends on how your digestive system is working and how stressed you are when you're having your food, and how much digestive enzyme, hydrochloric acids you're producing, and with what else you're eating the egg. But if you have 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, you're going to get 3 grams out of the 6 grams of protein. So here I have so many of my new clients coming to me and saying, but I'm having more than 100 grams of protein every single day. I'm having all these calories. And then I go through their routine. And normally what I see is very clean food, very little calorie, less than they do believe, and definitely not that much carbs and protein. So, which is why most of the time I always say, ask a professional like I am, nutrition and dietetic clinician by trade, to have a look at your diet diary. And that is why that's the first thing that I do with my clients when they start on the period comeback protocol, because I really want to have a good understanding of where you are. It doesn't really serve me to know that you're eating the 2,500 calories, because there are so many other things that are more important than that. Like, are you really having that number? How are you distributing your calories? Is all carbs? Is all proteins? Is all fat? Is it's a balanced mixture of the three? Are you having 2,500 calories of veggies, of liquid meals? How are you eating? Also, are you counting calories? Are you tracking macros? That's also something that I'm not a huge fan of. And to top it all off, are you going to work? Are you going out at nighttime? Are you still exercising? Are you not sleeping for many different reasons? Are you going through a very stressful moment? So if you said yes to any of the above, or are you coming even from a long-standing history of being undernourished or being overtrained? Because if that's the case, your body definitely needs more. Not to mention that the 2,500 calories needs to be distributed correctly during the day, because if you're having the food, but you're still sticking to intermittent fasting, it's not going to work. Your body is going to still perceive stress. Your body is going to be in a stressful state. And these are possibly one of the reasons why that amount of food is not going to be enough for you. So what's the message that I'm trying to get through today? Is that you may need more than you think that you are currently, you may need more than you're eating. You may be eating less than what you think that you're currently eating. It's very important to keep into consideration how you eat your food, at what time and with what. It's really also important to monitor your stress level, the sleep quality, how your gut is performing, and how much you're exercising to adjust your diet. And also cofactors, extremely important as well. Supplements could be useful, yes, absolutely, but not in isolations. Every single supplement that you take needs a cofactor. Same thing with food. If you really want to get the benefit from one food, you need to make sure that you have it with something else. Like, for example, if you're iron deficient and you have been struggling with your iron intake for a long period of time, that's really going to interfere with your calcium absorption. And if you're having iron supplements while drinking coffee, just remind yourself that caffeine, and all those sorts of beverage, they normally interfere with the absorption of iron and calcium at the same time. On the same token, if you have some iron-rich food and you sprinkle them with some lemon juice, for example, some really concentrated level of vitamin C, you're going to really allow your body to get the most iron out of that specific food. So I don't really want to confuse you right now, and I don't want to get you into a rabbit hole of giving you so many examples. But this is the reasons why sometimes when women come to me and they say, I'm eating the 2,500 calories, where is my period? All I'm saying is that it may be not enough. Also, are you having breakfast when you wake up? Do you have coffee before breakfast? Do you exercise between coffee and breakfast? Do you go to work? Do you commute? Are you in a stressful job? Do you have too many thoughts in your head before, with your coffee in your hand? Before having breakfast? Do you procrastinate lunch? Do you suppress your hunger when during the day to avoid having a snack? Do you know what your hunger signals sound like? Because hunger, most of the time, is not a grumbling stomach. Most of the time is lack of concentration, is irritability, needing to get out, get some fresh air, feeling thirsty. Those are all very strong signs of being hungry. So tune in with your hunger cues, tune in with your body signals. Take a step away from putting this 2,500 number on a pedestal. It may work for you, it may not. The quickest way for you to find out if you're on the right track is to actually ask someone that does this for work. Because as I normally say to women, if you had a problem with your car, you would take it to a mechanic, right? If you had a problem with your iPhone, you would take it to the right person. But all of a sudden, if you have a problem with your diet, with your hormones, with your health, with your sleep, with everything else, then you power through and you do it on your own. Or even better, you ask your friends, you ask your husband, you ask for other people that know you for support. What do they know? What do they know? Like, if you tell a person that you love that you need to get to eat 2,500 calories to get your period back, what are they going to answer? They're going to be like, cool. Maybe they don't even know how much it is. Maybe they don't know exactly what you need to put on your plate to reach that number. Maybe they don't know how often you need to eat the food and with what supplements, with what other types of foods, and away from which foods, you know? Maybe they don't even know that you're working out more than you even think that you are, or that you're walking quite obsessively during the week, or that you have a very stressful job and you have this internalized fear that you're not going to be able to heal yourself, that you're sick, you're broken, you're not going to be able to get your period back. So these thoughts are undermining your capability of getting well and getting your period back. So enough for today. I just wanted to keep this video very brief, and it's already 20 minutes into it. Tomorrow we are gonna, hang on a second, we are gonna discuss something else, counting calories. Tomorrow is all gonna be all about counting calories, a few tips on how to let it go, and why it's not really helping in your recovery journey. So the first few days is more going to be about food, then we're going to move into mindset, then we're going to move into exercise, then stress, and then other coping mechanism. So if you are watching this live and if you have any questions about counting calories, please let me know, post it in the comment section. And for all of you out there that are watching this live on replay, it doesn't really matter. Tell me more about the 2,500 calories number. Have you been following that advice for a long period of time and you haven't seen any results? Or are you struggling to reach the number? Or you don't really know how to eat, or you don't really know how to approach it? Just let me know. I really want to know more about what is going on with you. Thank you so much for all the women that shared their whys yesterday. Thank you, Victoria, for participating to this live. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to be try and stick to the same time. If not, I will be slightly late, but don't you worry. I'm going to let you know if I am, and I'm going to send you an email with the replay if you really miss out. So thank you again for playing with me. Let's keep the period party going. Bye for now.